Hey ratbags, it's Jade. Today I'm going to go over all the brand new trinkets that have been added as part of 1.4 and how you'll be re-rolling trinkets to get the perfect build and pretty much make yourself OP. The fully yoked update really has an emphasis on this. It's a core part of the game as you go through New Game Pluses. Nearly every aspect of this is only available in New Game Plus, with only one brand new trinket added that you'll be able to get before them. So if you do find this video useful, leave a like. If you want to know more about trinkets, if you're new to the game, go and check out my ultimate guides and I'll show you over the 30 different ones they've added as well that really enhance and give you protection as well as extra damage and certain extra attributes. Let's go. Okay, so first of all, the obvious. New Game Plus has had a bunch of trinkets added. In fact, it's become more trinket-centric for your key to success in New Game Plus. There's different tiers of trinkets that you can get and these are randomly generated. You've got more chance of getting the science crinkles, the tier 1 trinket drops from tier 1 enemies. And yes, you can get these also from not infused bugs. It was made kind of a bit emphasis that the only way to get some of these would be by killing infused bugs. Whether or not it's a glitch or something's not right, but you can get these also dropping from other creatures. And the same goes for tier 2, the science waffles and the cones. Kill tier 2 bugs, you got more chance of getting the waffles. Kill tier 3 bugs, you got more chance of getting the cones. These are only available in New Game Plus. The difference between them, obviously you get one brand new ability on the tier 1, 2 on tier 2 and 3 on tier 3. It does look like you might get access to a little bit more advanced kind of buffs as well with the tier 3 cones. There's definitely some that I've never seen on a tier 1 or 2 trinket. So with this tier 3 cone, I've got Star Crusher, attacks with the Morning Star remove non-elemental resistances from enemies for a short duration. Also have full defense and I've got all weaver damage. All on that one simple cone. And it does look like these can be absolutely random combinations and you can re-roll these trinkets. If you dupe them in the duper, you will basically get a new attribute added and that goes for every single one of these. It costs 10,000 to go ahead and duplicate one of the tier 1 crinkles. 15,000 for the waffles and 20,000 for the cones. So what's the best way to get these? Well, obviously tier 1 you might be aiming for mites and red ants, also taking along spider sacks to try and get spiderlings. Doesn't really seem to be any kind of order about what kind of abilities you'll get from what creatures, so just go ham killing the easiest things going to get a lot of these if you don't want to dupe them. Tier 2 it could be the black ants on the picnic table and maybe a lot of dust mites. And tier 3, although they're pretty tough, fire ants, especially when you've got the right build with cool damage, is probably going to be the easiest way to get a whole bunch of these. It does definitely feel though that infused creatures, you've got more of a chance of them dropping than you will just killing regular ones. So obviously any infused creatures you can take on, obviously kill them whenever you can. But you'll notice I've got 3 other trinkets in my inventory. The Globassa link, the Globassa wristband and the Globassa necklace. It's the same principle, 3 tiers, tier 1 only 1 attribute, tier 2 2, tier 3 3. They'll cost exactly the same as well as the other trinkets in terms of tiers, 20,000 for tier 3, 15 for tier 2, 10 for tier 1. But these you cannot get from drops, you can only get by actually crafting yourself at the brand new sausager. To craft them you're going to need some of the deduper jelly. So what you're meant to do is swap the mode in the duper to the deduper and then go ahead and start deduping a lot of the trinkets that you know you're not going to be using. Obviously you can get some of the deduper jelly from other places, but this is like the main way to go ahead and get a lot of it, and you will find you'll get a ton of trinkets pretty early. And obviously the better the tier, the more dedupe you're going to get, getting 6 for one of the cones. And then you simply come over to your sausager and you could go ahead and make the brand new trinkets. They take a while, but this is how you can basically craft your own trinkets and hopefully get the roll that you want. So how do you get the sausager? Well, I've done a more detailed video on this with the infected ants. So yes, you have to go and infect at least 1 ant queen to get access to the sausager. This will allow you to craft the Globassa link and all of these bombs. You have to infect 2 ant queens and it doesn't have to be in the same run to go ahead and get the wristband. And finally, to get the necklaces, you will have to infect all 3. So you can infect your normal ant queen before you go into New Game Plus, and then when you begin New Game Plus, the ant queen that you infected will be obviously infected. She'll be alive again and she'll give you a reward once you feed her a mouldy hoagie. And obviously the mouldy hoagies are what you feed the infected broodmother normally. Now this is a video about the trinkets, not the ant queens. Go and watch that video, it will be in the comment section or at the end of this video and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But yes, some of the ant queens you can't infect until you're in New Game Plus 1 and New Game Plus 2. You won't be able to find the recipes for the infected food in just a regular game until you've gone into the next New Game Plus and then the next New Game Plus 2 after. So you won't be able to get the third tier of trinket, which is the necklace. You get the wristbands at tier 2. So once you've infected 2 ant queens, started up a New Game Plus, and then you'll be able to go to the ant queen again, the same one that you infected, and it will give you that as a reward once you feed it again, the hoagie. And that's the crucial bit. You are going to need 3 hoagies to make sure you get access to all 3 tiers of these trinkets. So absolutely don't store these up too long. If you really don't like the look of them, go ahead and dedupe them, get that jelly and craft new ones. But that's not all, there's even more random trinkets. Well, kind of. If you go and collect the burgle chips, which you have to do to get through to the next New Game Plus. So if you go and run and get the burgle chips in New Game Plus 1, you'll find that you'll also get a brand new burgle chip charm. And these will basically have a random stat. So the haze will always have gas guard on it, but then it'll have a different attribute on it as well. So like fresh attack here and summon poison here. The pond is always going to have veteran diver, but I've got gas guard added to it here, or I've got major threat added to it here. The hedge will always have full immunity, and the black anthill charm is always going to have dust guard. And again, you can duplicate these. If you duplicate them, you've got a chance of re-rolling and getting a fresh new attribute alongside the gas guard, the full immunity, the veteran diver or dust guard. Does seem to be only the super chips as well, so none of the auxiliary chips are going to give you anything. These burgle chip ones can actually be duplicated for 12,000 raw science, and that also works out for the omninent badges. When you're running around in New Game Plus, pick up one of these and it'll have a brand new attribute added. So this one has got hunger slower added to the attack deal less damage and damage resist. Whereas this defense badge, it's got extra ant damage added to it. So definitely these have always felt a bit rubbish. A lot of them do give good and negative bonuses, but the fact that they now offer a second good bonus makes it definitely viable to use them a lot more. And the same thing again, you could go ahead and dupe them and you'll get a random stat added at the bottom. And the omninent badges can be duped for 7,500 raw science. There's no changes to boss trinkets as far as I'm aware. I've killed a bunch of mantises and I've got nothing new. And it looks like there's no changes to any of the other ones, like the berry charm or the speed droplet. Likewise, there's no differences with any of the ones that you might get from bugs. There is one brand new complete trinket, the Juices sign, that you'll find where you get the paint tin. Just at the back there, it explains what happened to the 5th character slot. I won't spoil it for you now, but it will be there at a lean-to. This will help you escape spiders. I had some tryhard in my comments saying, oh, this is rubbish, don't know why you're saying it's good. But bearing in mind where you find it, pretty much you might get that early game. Being able to run away from a wolf spider when you've got like the worst armor and weapons, I don't think it's a bad thing. So yeah, effectively you can hit it and it will give you a speed boost. The Juices sign you can actually dupe for 8,000. And that is pretty much it. There's no other new ones or no big changes. At the moment with the Easter egg event going on, you can find more trinkets like the fresh trinket, the spicy trinket, maybe even the sour one when you go ahead and harvest the eggs. So the idea being that you keep harvesting all the food that you find around the map, and then the next day it's got a chance of spawning the eggs, and inside you'll find a bunch of food, chocolate, but you'll also usually find some sort of trinket as well. So yes, I probably am going to do an ultimate guide to trinkets, combining all the other ones. So if you're fairly new to the game and you just clicked on this video, don't panic, it'll all be concise. Otherwise, go and watch some of my other previous trinket guides if you need more help. There we go, that's it. Hopefully it's helped you work out exactly what to do and how to go and craft your own trinkets. And until next time, Ratbags, I'll see you later.